So as we all know, in this current climate, redundancies, benefits and help with employment is on the rise. And that's why the work here at Derbyshire Unemployed Workers Centre is so crucial to the communities and the surrounding areas. I've come down to speak to Colin Hampton and he's told us a bit more about the work they do here.
Well, the Derbyshire Unemployed Workers Centres have been in the Bolsover district since 1993, since the last of the pit closures. And we've been in existence in all forms since 1983. So we've got a lot of experience with dealing with redundancy, with dealing with unemployment, dealing with help and support for people on benefits. And we offer people help with filling forms in. We help people with any issues and problems that they've got with the Department of Work and Pensions. And we've also helped people with representation at tribunals when people challenge decisions that have been made on their benefits. And so it's a big job, and it's not just unemployed people we deal with, it's anyone in the community who has any issues with benefits or credits. One of the things about the Unemployed Workers Centres that has made us different from any other advice centre over the years is that we haven't just sat here in a sort of bovine manner saying, yes, you're entitled to that, no, you're not entitled to that. When we see an injustice, we've tried to do something about it and help give a voice to people who are facing unemployment, facing redundancy, facing the benefit system. We've tried to give them a voice because people in isolation, it's very difficult. They're powerless. They can't do anything about the situation. So we try and bring people together in order to be able to give a voice to the politicians. And we think that's a positive thing for politics. If people don't hear that voice, then it doesn't get changed. When the politicians hear the voice, then we can change it. So that's what we're going to do.
And that's a really positive outlook in a time where it is a bit, certainly now with the weather as well, it's a bit dreary, it's a bit down. If you're in isolation, this can be a really, really tough time. So the service that this organisation is offering is huge. How have you and your colleagues found the take-up, if that's the right phrase to use?
Well, we've had a very large take-up of our services. And what's important about our service is that the staff and volunteers, the majority of them are all people who in their past have faced redundancy, have had to survive on benefits, and so they have an understanding of what people are going through, and they have an empathy for the people who are calling. So anybody who rings our organisation is not going to find some Jobsworth or computer says no person. They're going to find somebody who empathises with the situation that they're coming across. We will make sure that you're getting all you're entitled to, and people do need to check that because everything at the moment is being done online and on computers, and people aren't really aware of whether or not they're getting the right money or not. It's a shot to nothing. Ring us up and we will help you. We're established. We've been around for a long while, so people do know of our services. Obviously, people who have never had to face unemployment might not know of them services, so therefore we hope that others will guide them in our direction. We're trying to make ourselves more accessible. We've got the funding for a new website that's more mobile phone friendly because we're aware that the people who are going to be made redundant, it's going to be disproportionately younger people and disproportionately female. And we want to make sure our services are relevant to all people within the community. So we've revamped our website. We're now available on Facebook and all the social media outlets and so on, and we've got to up our game. There's no point trying to fight the battles of the 1980s. We've got to be a service that is appropriate for the 2020s.
How do you fund an organisation to make sure that the services you offer are still there for the public?
Well, we've had superb support from Bolsover District Council right since they brought us into the district in 1993. We also get funding from other local authorities in Derbyshire, but like most of the voluntary sector now, we have to increasingly rely on funding that we get from charitable trusts and from the donations of the trade unions and from our supporters. And most importantly, we get a substantial amount of funding from those people who we help, who are so grateful for the support that they have had. And often these are people who haven't got a lot of money, but they're very keen to make a donation to support the organisation. And so we are positive. Great community spirit within the district. And I think one of the things the pandemic has brought people together. It's shown the value of our communities, and it's also shown the value of the people within the community who do the jobs that perhaps in the past haven't had the respect that they deserve. And so we think that there's opportunities now for people to go back to factory settings, reset and move forward in a better way. Better jobs, better conditions, better benefit system. These are all there to be fought for, but it requires people to come together and have a voice. And that's what the Unemployed Workers Centre aims to do.